Please excuse the sound lag today, gang. We're playing with that because I forgot to start and restart OBS when I rebooted my computer. I guess refreshed is almost appropriate, but that's a very big almost. And yeah, I think just because of my capture card setup, it does that the first time the OBS is launched on the PC. As far as I know, it's really only with stuff on the capture card, but, I mean, obviously, because nothing else is relying on OBS for sound output to my ears. Everything else, it handles itself. So, yeah, if you notice, like, a second or so of sound lag on today's VOD, that's why. It's because I forgot to do all of my setup properly. But the thing works, so all considered, it's probably fine. I've had significantly worse sound lag before. I'm pretty sure that there is some stuff that's streamed on my channel right now, that I streamed, that I have VODs of up on my channel, I guess would be a better way to put that. That I was using with an old USB-based Elgato Game Capture HD, I believe it was called. And that had much worse sound lag on it, and there was not a damn thing I could do about that. It sounded fine coming from its output port, but the inputs into OBS were apparently, like, miles off. I say apparently as if I hadn't heard it myself. I'm not completely sure why it was like that. I think it had something to do with encoding and the encoding format it was using. Meanwhile, this thing doesn't usually have that, aside from when it does not always decide to play nicely with OBS as soon as it loads up. Unfortunately, I also, like, I'm already starting about 10 minutes late because I got caught up in editing, so oops. I wish the game at least would have the decency to give me some higher level random bugs in the grass, but hey, I'll take the free, like, 5 experience points. Oh no, it's like 28. I mean, realistically, both of them are close to nothing for the part of the game I'm in, but still. I will, of course, go and fly back to Stow on Side so that way we can head towards Opal's gym after I'm done cleaning out any of the goodies out here on the wild area, or in the wild area for that matter. Oh, I just ran into a sea doe. One of these days I'll stop saying that, but it probably won't be today. And truth be told, if we're going to go heal after we get to Stow on Side, why does it matter if we spend some of our 20 drill pecks on random Pokemon out here? Oh, that was worth even less than the Metapod. And we were getting camped. That's pretty great.
By your async combined, I am Mirror Shield. Go, Mirror Shield. The uselessness is yours.
Ah, yes. Good old Mirror Shield that doesn't reflect projectiles in OOT, but it does reflect light. You put that thing away when you're fighting Octoroks for some reason. Otherwise, it will just break them. It will just break the shots. Thank you very much, video game design from the late 90s. Makes as much sense as usual. Well, yes, it probably should, because you can't switch those in Link to the Past. Once you get the higher level shield, that's it. Ooh, Earthquake. Earthquake is pretty good. But for 8,000 watts, I think I want to look out for something else. Also, Earthquake is a terrible idea if you're in a raid. Because unlike how they're set up in Gen 9, this is the thing that I actually like about Gen 9 raids, is that you don't automatically target every ally Pokemon with AoE moves like Earthquake or Surf or shit like that. Oh, well, that's odd. Never played the GBA version of that at all. In fact, I forgot it existed, so there you go. Now we got a couple of Stuffles. We got... I think there were some Panchams over there, so that whole route was just full of duh bears. That's how you know I'm from that area of... I'd say that's how you know I'm from that area of the country. I just make duh bears jokes very easily, but so does one of my friends from New York. I showed him that, and I think that might have contributed to him just doing it all the time. Like, anytime it's appropriate, duh bears just happens all on its own. And you know what? I'm not going to complain about that. Ooh, Throat Chop. So I'm going to grab this on the off chance that we're able to actually put it to use. And Flash Cannon, that'll probably come up at some point. Sadly, I don't think I'm going to be able to raise 8k to grab Megahorn, but, you know, that's fine. We don't have a whole lot of things that can learn Megahorn anyway. In fact, I don't think we have a whole lot of things that can learn Flash Cannon. God, nothing can learn... Wow. Our entire pool of stuff here is just like, yeah, by the way, nobody can learn that shit. Ooh. That hurts my feelings a little bit, but only a little. Buy a different shield in the shop on the same screen. Yeah, that... Oh, this thing is actually got some levels to it. It might be worth some real experience. Stamina for an ability. Dang. It figures, but still... That doesn't exactly make me the happiest that it could. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hone Claws a couple of times. Because this thing probably can't do much to it. Much to us, rather. Yeah, if all it's going to do is try to spam High Horse, we're not going to get hit by that. We're a bird. We're immune to ground-type attacks, even when it wouldn't make sense for us to be. Oh, it has counter. That could technically cause issues. It's alright, it won't cause us enough of an issue, that's for sure. Grab that, and tiny bit of free energy there, but nothing big. So where are we compared to... Okay, so we're not even across the bridge yet. Oops. Yeah, I don't completely remember for any of those, for any of the, like, 2D mirror shields. If they deflect things, obviously I'm much more used to those games where it's just like, hey, you block the projectiles. But of course, in OOT, they started setting up enemies where you deflect their nuts and various other things they launch at you back at them. And those... Oh, hey, Wild Conkeldurr. Those, for some reason, just break on the Mirror Shield, but if you're using the Highland Shield or the Deku Shield, depending on what time period you're in, they will reflect properly. Obviously, with the asterisk that Kid Link can't use the mirror shield. Also, we sure had no music for a while there, didn't we? Or barely any. That was weird. Yeah, Hey, video games are strange, and they have been for a very long time. Is all I can say there. Alright, so I guess we'll have Drill do this. And don't invite others, but just go and fight this big sheep. Yeah, here's Dubwool, the evolved form of Wooloo. There we go. That silly thing. Oh, wow, it's opening with that. Ooh, sheesh. And just one-shotting the one bot. I do not remember a lot of these raids having this level of the bot Pokemon getting one shot. It's quite a lot. And overall, I think that the bot's Pokemon are, well, rather, I think the enemy's Pokemon are being a lot smarter. Yeah, and that thing is dead thanks in no small part to our friend Psychic Terrain. And by our friend, I mean this thing is really fast. It's possible. I do not know offhand what their actual, compares to our level, right? Because that's hidden information. And so is this thing's stats. Holy shit, that damage out to a Torkoal. Yeah, these guys' stats have got to be pretty damn low, like, level-wise anyway. Well, we broke through it, and we reduced its defensive stats, so at least there's that going for us. Hey, somebody on our side lived through one of its attacks. Amazing. Oh, we got it. No need to catch it because we don't care about that. I just wanted my EXP candies. And of course, we're getting yet more very hard to see in weather here, because why not? It's like, hey, here's one very rough weather condition after another. For each of these zones, I just want to be able to see where that beam of light is. Come on, game. Help me out here a little bit. Or continue to not do that, I guess. That's also a possibility. Alright, now this is just a Boldor, and it's a 2-star. We should be able to deal with this. Probably. That should do some pretty good damage. It's probably not going to be a one. Yeah, because its ability continues to proc even inside the raid. As most Pokemon's abilities do, but still a little bit like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not really interested in catching Boldor. Ooh, Power Gem and Earth Power. Both very good. Depending very heavily on what Pokemon we're using, I guess. Anybody able to use those? Yeah, Focus Energy is pointless. No Power Gem, and Earth Power is not really particularly useful on those Pokemon right now. We already have high horsepower on Colossal, and Drill doesn't really put that to use very well, because it is more of a physical fighter. Alright, now in order to fight Wobbuffet worth anything, we would like to be all max statted so that we would make sure that we actually just one-shot it. Otherwise, we could be in for a bad time here. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, that wasn't such a great time, but I don't think we could have run away from that Pokemon because of it very probably having Shadow Tag. So, as long as we got the thing, I think Destiny Bond is only the next turn, or like the rest of the turn and the turn after. And yeah, it using Destiny Bond is like a very big issue, as you can tell by the fact that we eventually just walked into it and we're like, and I'm quite sad by that, but oh well. Go pick up that other Watts, and This as well. Alright, it's pure ice type. And switch Foraging to deal with this. Don't invite others. Don't need anyone else here. Just the ally AI here. Oh hey, it's the Darumaka. I don't know if we can even find this in the wild area right now. I mean, obviously day dependent and everything, but... That should just eliminate it right now, yeah. Don't catch it. I don't... It doesn't matter to me. It's all about just the drops. Back we get... Oh. Watch out for... Don't crash into those guys. Actually, did we get a halfway decent thing out of that? We got Ice Beam. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, our entire team just kind of doesn't use that. Yeah, although those Tentacruel definitely looked a little bit more like... I'm pretty sure those were Wobbuffets. But if they were Tentacruel, yeah, that would be a problem. Alright, get everyone healed to full. And off we go back this way. Over this forest area. I don't remember if this counts as a route or not. I don't think it does. Yeah, this is just kind of a... Excuse me. Sort of like a dungeon, basically, but... Only kind of. And very poorly lit, but there's supposed to be like a puzzle aspect of it that I just don't remember anything more specific about. Oh, I probably wanted to Steel Wing that, but... On the other hand, Milcery is not terribly effective as a Pokemon. Now, Sinistea is a ghost type, and we are kind of lacking in good ways to fight ghosts. I guess we can try doing things this way. It's gonna just be level, well, Form 1, rather, so... I guess let Majestus get a little bit of experience. By being the front runner. And also it outspeeds this thing, which is pretty impressive, because this is not a Pokemon known for going quickly. Although only one hit, and its weak armor is letting it go faster. That's, well, not just faster, but go first. Again, not a fast Pokemon here on my side, so... Admittedly, yeah, that might do it. It certainly would cause an effect. But send out Shiinotic. I do not have poison moves on my team whatsoever. Because that's a grass fairy type. But I should be able to burn it down pretty decently anyway, so... Makes a very strange noise when it enters. Oh wow, not a one-shot, really? I don't even think it's gonna die of that burn damage. It's gonna get very close. Like, upsettingly so. So we'll just use Smackdown to remove it from the field. And good enough. Ooh, Bright Powder. Here in the forest, we've got the first appearance of Impidimp. I think we've been able to find Impidimp in the wild area before this, but maybe I'm wrong then about it being the first appearance. But it's the first one that I remember, that's for sure. A Pokemon they really wouldn't have been able to stuff in there back in the 90s, because you would make people very... you know, go a little bit nuts about it, right? Like, oh, it's satanic. All these people who thought this weird shit about Pokemon back in the day. Kirlia might not be fairy type by this point, but we'll give it a shot, and either way, the damage should at least be good. Drill Run can take care of Ninetales easily. Because Excadrill is very, very, very strong. Okay, well that does light up the area a little bit. I think. Okay, yeah, the lighting radius doesn't change a ton, but it does change at all, so... it changes at all. There. Indeedee is normal psychic type, I think, so just do this. that thing out of here, and... Ah, yes, just bringing out another Indeedee, huh? Again, as I'm out here with only one psychic type attack, which is Sucker Punch. Well, I guess there's this, too. This Morgrem should hopefully be worth at least a little bit of experience. It's level 38. It did also just completely go down like a sack of things that go downwards very, very easily, so... It's certainly not a strong opponent, at least. Which, hey, I'll take weak enemies that give me a good chunk of experience every time. And that is the way to go out, but there's TM over there I'd like to get. At least I think I'd like to get it. It's a TM at all, so it probably is useful. And here we are in the strange woods town here. Well, back out we go. Let's see if we can't get to that TM. I think I probably just had to go further down the path that I had jumped off of. Well, that's not the TM I was looking for, but neat. We can now make our Pokemon snore. Hooray. Here we go. For U-turn. Ooh, that's quite nice. Don't have a ton of Pokemon I think that could benefit from that, but still nice to have it. And yeah, everything can learn Snore, which is funny in its own way. Teach the bird U-turn. Would give it another attacking type that's halfway decent. But maybe later. Maybe later. There's some stuff that we can get in this town, I believe. I mean, dude. Well, good luck with that. So he wants us to put on a fire-themed uniform, I guess. I'll deal with it some other time. She's talking at the wall. Everybody here is a little off, I guess. Everybody here's got a sense of humor, huh? All these jokers. TM77 Hex. There we go. There's another ghost type attack for us. That's pretty helpful. I would assume that in the other version, she gives you the thing that we got from our gym leader. Sure, why not? This is probably going to be a random Pokemon who has, like, Eviolite or something. Right? And this is the first time I think I've seen Dottler this entire game. I forget, though. Yeah, with that level of it not dying from Drill Peck, it probably is packing an Eviolite. Nah, wants to learn Sneaky Pebbles. Nah. Nah, I'm good, champ. Neat. I forget how many more trainers there are who give you items just from being their special Pokemon battles. That Chincho is like all the way up on the roof there. For some reason. Oh, I see. They're literally just floating around in place in a couple of areas. How odd. They're fish. Alright, well that Dottler didn't damage us, and we spent a couple of Drill Pecks, and that's it. So I'm feeling confident enough to go and just enter the gym and see if we can beat it. Oh, you again. Sure. She exists, apparently. Hey, ball guy. Giving us a love ball. Hmm. Well, thanks, dude. Oh, that sounds like a... that sounds like it's gonna really be very, very serious. Looking for a successor, huh? Answer their questions. Yeah, there's usually like a quiz minigame in any of these sorts of things, huh? Oh, I thought you were the first dude I had to fight. No, that's just a guy with a weird facial expression. All right, so what's your gag here? Oh, I gotta wait for that apparently. Okay. Send out Slurpuff. This one probably... Well, it has more of a chance of being able to tank my hit. Well, Steel type seems to be working pretty good. Poison type also. So, I mean, both of those options would get me places, but... Oh yeah, with that boost, this thing is absolutely toast. Oh, hey, look at this goofy thing. We fought one of these earlier in the game, and it almost made me think I was going to lose to it. But then, in the end, we did not. Previous trainer's name was Annette. See, it's easy. Interesting that they have like a cross evolutionary lines here, because the previous one had Spritzy and Slurpuff. This one has Swirlix and Aromatisse. You couldn't give me just one more HP there, leftovers. Dang it. Get me back to full. It's no biggie, but still kind of odd that we got to not quite full. Alright, so she's starting off with Morgrim, and has another 2 Pokemon. This one has a chance of not dying in one hit. Not necessarily a high one, but of course, our problem is we just got confused. Presumably omelets, but otherwise, how would I know? Sending Gardevoir. Are we still confused? Hopefully our confusion ends pretty soon. There we go. Yeah, the whole level balancing on this feels really odd, because this isn't that much... This is basically the same as what we just fought in the previous gym, but I guess it was like 2 inches away, so... How much more could they possibly do? Hey, you. Let's do this. You know, if she does find a successor, would they have to remodel the entire gym out there to, like, fit something else instead? Have any of you ever seen the movie Audition? Oh, that's a bit of a sidetrack. Let's go. Hey, there's Galarian Wheezing. Something we haven't seen yet, which admittedly I'm kind of surprised by, but yeah, this thing will probably take a couple of hits. Because Wheezing is usually, like, fairly strong physically. At least on the defensive side. At bare minimum, it'll be kind of hard for us to die, at least. No, I don't. So this is where the quiz thing starts turning into a bit more of a gimmick, and it's like, yeah, hey, here's some things that you may or may not, you know, just guess randomly and hope that you get an answer that makes sense for it. And I think some of the questions are like trick questions too. Which feels a little cheesy, but only slightly. I will accept that as a thing. So, Mawile. We don't have a great way to fight that on Corvid-19. We're going to deal with that using Drill. Unfortunately, our rock type is not necessarily the most viable way of doing things, but not truly a terrible choice at the end of the day. And I forgot that Mawile comes in with Intimidate, so there's a possibility that that would probably have been a better choice. We just would have actually taken a hit there. On the other hand, never mind. Mawile has no stats to speak of whatsoever. So, of course, even an intimidated Excadrill can just turn that thing into a fine powder. Now, Togekiss, this is a Pokemon that does not have any, like, super special weakness for us to exploit because it's Fairy Flying. It has no double weakness, which admittedly, a lot of the fairies that we've encountered up to this point kind of don't anyway, so. Instead, we'll just try to Thunderbolt it out of existence. It does a fair chunk of damage to us, but that's because Jolteon is made of paper and hope. It's your favorite color? Oh, well, I think I can take a pretty good guess. Oh? Well, alright then. Oh no, not my defensive stats. Those... I was gonna say, unless it pulls out Sucker Punch, that doesn't matter to us. And a nice chunk of levels all around. Oh, yes. About to send in Alcremie. Oh, right. That's her final... I thought her final Pokemon was the fully evolved Hat. But no. It's the cake. Does somebody have that then? Maybe somebody in the Elite Four. But yeah, by cake, I mean it's a weird blob of frosting in its first stage. Now, hopefully, possibly, we can just destroy this thing in a single hit. She opens her eyes all the way and looks real creepy. Like you'd expect. Thank you, mask salesman. Oh, not quite a one-shot, but a nice chunk of HP removed there. I don't remember what this move's special effect is. It's not the same one that the regular fairy Gigantamax does. Oh, it just heals. Oh, whatever. That was barely even a heal that you did there. Sheesh. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good bird. This is like one of the most powerful of the sort of like Route 1 Pokemon that I've seen in the entire series. Does great work for us. And yep. Easy. And a pretty good TM, actually. A health draining move that is in the fairy type. That will do a lot for us in many cases, but... well, probably more later on, if anything. And that is our 5th gym badge obtained. Very, very easy. Somehow. Sure, why not? I wasn't expecting to get a free trip there. As long as she doesn't drop us off somewhere too weird. Ah, yes, you've always ended up out of bounds somehow with this. Just... Alright, so it's time for us to have a look around town. Oh, this guy is still here for some reason. I'm probably seething some more about the fact that his terrible plan... Can you really afford to waste time like this? Yeah. It's not like this thing is a race anyway. Oh. Hi, Opal. The sort of thing that gives people some depth. If only this was a different Pokemon game, maybe. Oh, she's great. What a fun character. Well, enjoy being the successor to the fairy gym there, Bede. And having to train your replacement, surely, but that's for the future for you. Oh, hey, someone else giving us a cutscene in the middle of the road. All right. Oh, who's got the explosives in the middle of town now? What? Why do so many people keep just blowing shit up? What? That sounds a little bit bad. Well, we certainly saw it. I like how they're basically telling us, it's nothing. Go keep doing gym stuff. Where did you just get off the train from, Hop? Also, wow, that's just all these cutscenes right in a row. Like, ugh. Alright, well, if I know you, and I kind of don't, I'm going to assume that that Cramorant is going to be up front. So I think we can give that thing a bit of a what for here. Ooh, yeah, Route 8. That will be where we can find some of that stuff I was talking about last stream. Yeah, as usual, Hop, the fact that you think that you're going to be able to outperform him is kind of adorable. And he is sending out not what I was expecting him to at all. Trevenant, being a ghost type, it resists bug, I think. So I know something that'll help take it out pretty easily. Alright, and now he's going to send out Cinderace, so we can deal with that in many ways. We will, of course, use our starter because, well, it's fitting for these sorts of battles. An easy one-shot. Boltund. That can be defeated with, like, well, we got a couple of ground moves on our team, so I'll send out the actual ground type. And that's what we like to see out of Drill Run, is those very high damage critical hits. But send out Heat more. We'll stay in for that. Wow, he got rid of his Cramorant then, because now he's sending in Snorlax. And Snorlax is something we're just gonna have to pretty much just hit with whatever we can deal damage with, because our fighting type moves are lacking. Again, thanks a fucking lot to the game for not giving me the ability to teach like anything Aura Sphere. Nah, I'm good without learning Calm Mind for anybody. Wants to learn Swagger. Nah. Hey, he even heals us. That's helpful. Sure, dude. Now, our next gym leader is going to be a rock-type gym, so we're already pretty well set up to deal with that very effectively with this party. We've got 3 Pokemon with very strong options for that, and a couple of others who can kind of hang if necessary. And basically just the hat is like the only thing that doesn't have a very, very good move for this, but we'll find something to do there. Rabombi. I should probably switch Static X off the front line here, because he's probably not going to be the big hitter for a while here, but okay. Well, Vespiquen is weak to lightning, so at least there's that going. Yeah, that's that guy. And then there's a Thievul just walking around in the middle of the road here. I didn't know you could encounter those in the wild. Also, just Wild Berserker, too. Ah, yes, this not quite as good as our bird just yet. About to send out Rufflet. That's a Pokemon that exists. It involves a stupidly late level, so honestly, it's not an amazing Pokemon, that's for sure. It's just one that ends up being quite frustrating in a lot of cases. I don't even think he gets like a super incredible moveset. I'll take Swords Dance over Hone Claws. I mean, boo to losing the accuracy buff, but at the very least, Sword Stance is quite strong, so why the hell not? That sounds like a you problem, dude. There's a Lipard and some other stuff hanging out there. Here we are at Route 8. Yes, this area is one that I was thinking of back when we were on the road to Stownside. And see, for a start, we got Soul Rock hanging out here. Yeah, this goofy bird who is very, very energetic. At this point, we'll put Magistas at the front here and see if we can get some levels going there. All right. This trainer looks incredibly goofy because of that facial expression. She's like half asleep, isn't she? About to send out Hatchram. Hey, I know that Pokemon. It's one that doesn't have Fairy type yet. And also, I'm not sure if I trust myself to properly damage race from not full HP. But here, some pin missiles should hopefully... Oh, it's not great damage, but I guess it's because it's coming off of Jolteon. Wow, it'll be a two-turner. Yay. Not difficult trainer fight. Hooray. There's a Togedemaru there. Well, Togedemaru is a electric steel type. And for some reason, I couldn't remember the word electric fully and almost said lightning, but yeah, so our Colossal should be able to take care of this thing pretty easily. The fire or ground moves, but I think if I were to use high horsepower, that would subject me to possibly taking Iron Barb's damage, I think is a thing that this can do. For some reason. You can also die surprisingly easily to Flamethrower. Well, good enough for me. Pick that up. And we'll fight this Pawniard, even though Pawniard is probably not going to be worth like a ton of experience, because usually it is not. Somebody gained a level at least, though, so, like, Hard to complain about that. But you can see there's some interesting stuff here. This is very much the Gen 5 route, though. There's a... Oh, that's a Boldor. I was like, what is that thing down there? This is Boldor. Smart Strike! That is a horn-based move, so I don't think we have anybody who can use that except for... possibly Excadrill? Nobody can learn Hex. Everybody can learn Rest. Drain Kiss goes to Magistas, but we can teach Smart Strike to Drill. Let's go with that. Because that's something that'll probably be quite useful in the upcoming gym here. Because like I said before, Rock-type gym, yeah? Yeah. Oh, hey, look, it's Phalanx. Phalanx, who is probably one of my favorite new Pokemon of this generation, just by virtue of being incredibly silly. Oh, hi, Haunter. I do appreciate a good Haunter, but unfortunately, it's a trade evolution. So... Also, we don't have space for it right now, really. Although, perhaps we should consider having a little bit of space for it. That still hurt, even with... that not necessarily being, like, hyper effective. Oh, Nightshade, that's a flat 40. Ugh. Irritating. This guy does a lot of damage, actually. Haunter, admittedly, is pretty good at that, so maybe I should have considered getting one into the team, huh? That wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. But I do like the Pokemon that we have right now, because they are all quite good. Y button, right. I remember where my buttons are, even though they're kind of typical of, well, they're arranged the way they are on the SNES. So, yeah, we got Sandaconda. I don't want to fight this thing. Sandaconda just kind of sucks to deal with from my current position, so I'll walk away from that. But I will fight this Boldor. It's probably going to require 2 turns of double kicking, but I mean, if it didn't, that would be nice. If I do this in 1 turn, that'd be cool. We definitely don't have that kind of damage out, though. Ooh, boy. We so do not have that damage output. Oh, and here comes some pain from Rock Blast. Only 2 hits, though. Thank goodness. So maybe we can get away with some T-Bolt, and that might give us a win. Yes. See, ultimately, this is probably why Static X is not really a Pokemon to keep for very much more, because the damage output that it represents is not really that impressive. And there are so many other types we could have on the team, right? Like, we've got a bunch of these Pokemon here that could be leveled up. Not to mention some other shit we could catch. Woo, that's a lot of damage. Just Psybeam and Hope. Yeah, this thing is slow as hell. It's probably too tanky for us to do. Yep, and that was unfortunate. Let's learn Discharge. Nah, actually, we have better than Discharge, so... Meh. Actually, I do want to take a quick look at something here, which will start with you getting boxed for Jack. Do you have access to, like, any of the good moves that we have here? The answer is probably going to be no, but let's find out anyway. I mean, yeah, no Smart Strike, obviously. No Draining Kiss. It can learn Hex, but I think it will have access to better things than that anyway. Plus, it might be a physically oriented attacker. I forgot. Throat Chop, no Psychic Fangs. Excuse me. No Zen Headbutt. Could learn Energy Ball. We can't learn Aura Sphere, though, obviously. Seed Bomb is an alternate option if it's more physically based, which, again, I believe is the case. Yeah, but only by so much. What nature is this thing? Timid. Okay, so... has kind of a terrible nature for itself. Oh well. Static X can stay in for a moment while I work on trying to get another better Pokemon. Oh, hey, there's Golett. I thought about using Golett on the team, but I have a ground type already. But, I mean, having a ghost would be cool. It's another physical attacker. So from the perspective of using ghost moves, it kind of sucks. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get to Sir Chester, and we're going to have that as a fly point at least, and then see about finding another Pokemon, because yeah, then I wouldn't have to go through this area again. Really, I got hit by the Rhyhorn while I was out of the grass. Alright. Sure. Make it make sense. This place is pretty long, isn't it? So I might actually want to go back and heal, or just feed my dead Pokemon a revive. So that way at least you can gain some experience. Yeah, let's do that at least, and then round out the rest of the area. Well, that's disappointing, but I shouldn't perhaps be too surprised that Static X can't get an easy kill there. Well... yeah, just res that guy. So that Pokemon is going to end up getting subbed, but I'll use him for now anyway. Because it depends on what I end up finding for substitution will, yeah, and... I see another trainer over there, so it's time for a move the party around thing here. Do some of this. Surprised I had to get even closer to get into a fight with this guy. Wow. Excuse me. Nice. Oh, that guy looks really silly in that pose, just from the facial expression. That's pretty special. But, oh, hey guys. More of these goofy creatures. Oh god, yeah, they have first impression. For some reason. You get that, you get no retreat. This is a Pokemon with like an oddly really good move pool. Not gonna lie, it's kind of tempting. But I probably will be getting something different. There's a whole little side area over there that we can deal with after we get our healing point at Sir Chester. Oh, are we still not done with Route 8 yet? Okay. Do we have like a midway flight location? No. Alright. Okay, so it's not actually that much further up. Okay. And of course, we come into town, we get a cutscene. Because that's just what you do now. I don't know why I'm going in that voice, but here we are. All right. Fully healed. And we got a flight location. So before we decide to do the rest of the stuff around Sir Chester and the end of town over there, let's go fly back to Hammerlock Hills. Unfortunately, we can't go across the lake yet because I don't think we get surf until after we beat that guy, until after we beat Gordy. Because that's sort of what they expect you to use to go backwards, I think. I do have Stuffle I can use as a possible choice there. It wouldn't really have access to any sort of electric moves, though, which is a little unfortunate. At least Kling Klang would be able to use Charge Beam, because I saw that over there. I'd also have to get a source of Charge Beam, so, like... but... Hey, dude, what do you got in terms of your things for sale? You've got water... Oh, you got a bunch of shit that I don't care about, actually. Waterfall was almost interesting to me, and then I remembered, oh yeah, my main Pokemon is the fucking water starter for the region, you idiot. Come on. Get it together, champ. Alright, what do we see here? We've got a Salazzle. That's going in the no category, at least is the thing to capture, but I'll fight it. I'll go in here and I'll kick this thing's ass. Alright, Salazzle, you know what time it is. Lunch money. Get it out. Let's fucking go. Oh, that's... Okay, it's not hitting me. Who cares? I was going to be real mad if it managed to... But also, the fact that it outspeeds me is kind of a shock. Salazzle is fast. I didn't think it was that fast. I hate this fucking lizard so much. Just want to put that out there. Find this creature to be really, really awful. Just lay down your EXP candies and leave, friendo. Well, there's a Sarina, fully evolved. If I really wanted to, which I really do not. Sigalith, you want to go, buddy? How hard can this thing possibly be to catch? And the answer is, I'm sure going to be something that I find out and become a little upset by. I was going to say, just don't kill it. And it didn't die, to be fair. Credit where it's due. So, Sigalith is a pretty cool Pokemon. I'm pronouncing the name wrong continuously, like almost on purpose. Sigalith is a pretty neat Pokemon. Well, first of all, it's immune to the environmental hazards. Secondly, it can learn Heat Wave. I wonder if it can learn Aura Sphere. I don't think it has any electric moves in its move pool. Unfortunately, it also escaped from the ball there, so it might not be considered a place where Dusk Ball procs. Okay, so I pulled up the list. Sigalith does not appear to have Aura Sphere in here, so this is probably something that I'm not going to actually use in retrospect, but it does have access to Energy Ball, which is kind of neat. Unfortunately, I can't give it Charge Beam either, for some reason. It can get Charge Beam in other games, just not this one. That's right, we got a funky bird here that looks like, well, another weird bird. God, this thing is actually really hard to catch. The catch rate on this is probably like 5 or something, knowing the way this goes. What do you say, Bulbapedia? You say 45, which is not really that weird. Also, of course, here I am on Firefox, and it's giving me a fucking, like, mobile browser layout for some reason. Can we not kill... Can we avoid killing this with Power Trip? Sebi 1729. Have you got any pseudos yet? No. Are there even any available right now, actually? I think there might be some that are available at this point, because I've beaten 5 gyms, so availability on those should be like, there should be some, I think. Is Tyranitar available? I don't remember if it is in this version. It might not be in Sword. Let me go take a look and see if that's even the thing I can find yet. Yeah, okay, for a start, the family is Shield exclusive, and I'm playing Sword, so no good there. And this thing won't get in the damn ball. That's unfortunate. This is one of the hardest 45 catch rates I think I've dealt with in a long time. There we go, that's better. Wow, going through this. It feels like it's been a minute since I've actually played a game where you could get the Tyranitar line natively, because my other version was, my Gen 9 version was Violet. I mean, yeah, they weren't version split before that, but just funny how that works out. Haxorus. I don't know if it's available today. I'll nickname the Sigilif in a moment, but it is available at the... You can get the Axew family at this point. So it exists. It's just that, again, because of Wild Area schedule rotations, I may not have access to it. And I probably just didn't give it a whole lot of thought when I had originally come through here, because I was like, yeah, I've got a team that works. And then just I didn't see it again, possibly. Now hold up, where am I compared to that sandstorm? Really, really screwed up my ability to figure out where I am. Ugh. And yeah, and then we get straight into the hail area, so I, again, can't see. Ah, yes. Charge bug raid. That's not particularly helpful, but okay. Don't invite others. This should be soloable. On the other hand, this might at least give us some useful TRs, which is a thing I can't complain about too much. Sure, you go ahead and do that, Clefairy. I guess it's... Well... Still not useful, actually. That's a choice of a thing you can do that turn. Yeah, somehow it's not dead yet. Wow. The Clefairy, I meant. The bug, of course, is a raid, so... Those take forever anyway. Alright, we'll skip out on that catch. It doesn't really feel like something that's too great for me. Got Leech Life and Bug Buzz. Well, Bug Buzz will be pretty nice if we can teach it to, like, anything. Which is a bit the problem, is that we've had a lot of really great tech records available to us, but Pokemon to catch them to have been significantly harder to find. Get away from the You almost got me for a second there. How you doing? Aside from the things that I heard yesterday that were kind of rough about housing situations and that. But I won't get into that unless you want to for some reason. Let's go and take a look and see if those Axios are around, because that was mentioned as a possibility. And otherwise I'd have to wait however many days to get a chance at one of those. Yeah, over here we got the bears. Right, because we got Stuffle and we got Pancham. Again, Stuffle is an option. I think I would rather have another special attacker. Just because I feel like I'm a little bit hard up for those. Despite the fact that, what does my team look like? I mean, Static X is the boy we're trying to change. That's special attacker, mix, physical. I mean, we're actually kind of even right now. So, truth be told, I don't know why I'm all that concerned. Oh, hey, look, a thing that I can get points out of. Buy your loyalty with an apple. That, fair enough, but also there's part of me that's like, yeah, I bet the price of fresh fruit is going to start going up a bit in this country, just like everything else. And because of dumb reasons, just like everything else, so... That is true. We do at least... there's a couple of things that we can provide on our own without having to do much international trade. But also, like, just that... In general, it probably would still be affected by just inflation and stuff. But anyway... Enough about that. Choodle is not going to seriously go in the party anyway. Over here we've got Timples. We got Ghosts. I mean, Ghost types are pretty good. I probably should give some consideration to maybe finding one of them. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get Dreepy yet. I could get Drifloon. Drifblim is pretty alright, right? If I recall correctly. Learns Shadow Ball. It can learn Heat Wave. It's a usable Pokemon. Actually, Stuffle already has Brutal Swing, so that would give me a source of Dark-type damage, which is something that I feel I've been seriously missing. And that'll substitute just fine for Ghost-type damage if I eventually decide against any of those. Okay, no, the little hopping thing was just a Snorunt. Which I'd give consideration to for Frostlass, but I don't know where there's a Dawnstone. And I would want to do that evolution as soon as possible. Probably. I'm fairly certain of that, and also, like, Snorunt by itself is kind of mediocre because it has the all stats of the same base value thing. And they're not particularly high. Yeah, don't invite others to deal with this Woobat. I'm not going online during that. That would be silly. Oh, hey, yeah, we're high enough level now that the wishy-washy that some of the random trainers use enters schooled form properly. Neat. Oh wow, try attack. They don't want to give me a flying type TR, do they? Did they not have good options that weren't like Brave Bird or something? Got a big laser here. So we'll take our risk here with the hat, because we do have a fairy type move, which will just annihilate this thing. Taking a bit of a risk because Scraggy is dark type and has some decent damaging stats, I think. Yeah, look at this thing's incredibly goofy pants. You can tell a little better what's going on with it at a higher scale, but... And there we go. There's some more experience candies for us for free. We made only the bare minimum of effort, but we still got a little bit of something. And yet another Aura Sphere, which is not usable by us right now. I actually am going to go look up what can even learn that. It seems like something Hatterene would be able to learn once it fully evolves there, but I could be wrong. Oh, I mean, it's a surprising amount of Pokemon have it on their list, but... Yeah, not actually Hatterene, alright. And by a surprising amount, I mean... Not really that many, actually, but it looked like quite a few. That's... Oh, of course, Gardevoir gets it in Gen 9, but not here. Confusingly. Lucario gets it. Can I even get Riolu at this point? Regardless of day. You know, that's not a thing that I'm using as the main determinant here. Oh, hey, there's that Onyx that we all remember and laugh about once in a while. Yeah, overall, I think today is just not a good day for, like, most Pokemon species in general to show up. But let's take these free Watts. And by that, I mean instead ram into this Bunnelby because we are making some very wide turns. I don't even feel like fighting this thing, if we're being honest. Oh, for a second I thought it unwatched. That would be rude. Rude of the game to do that. And yeah, this Vanillite is just gonna give us its like 3 experience, and it's more than that Watts. Okay, yeah, sure, it was 20, but that's still not a lot. It's definitely worth more Watts than experience. And that's fine. Let's use Stuffle instead. Build a Brawl, get in here, and we will feed you a load of experience candies. Oh, I put the wrong one in the box. Whoops. Let's go with, like, just 5 for the moment, because I forget what the... Okay, yeah, they're 3,000 each. It's decent. No need for takedown. That's a move that I don't need on this Pokemon, nor is Flail, for that matter. But hey, there's our evolution. Letting it do that is dangerous because it could hurt you because it's too strong. Ooh, don't know my own strength. Bind is not. Yeah. Here, eat, like, 20 of these. It's worth almost as much as, well, almost slightly more than 5. I just pressed 1. That was silly. That's better. Yeah, that's true. If it was the other way, that would look really not good. It would be quite the design choice. That's all I can say for sure. Alright, so... let's feed all of these to our hat, I guess. There we go. There's our evolution. Wants to learn Psycho Cut. Sounds good until you remember that its attacking stats are not arranged for that at all. Oh, right. Okay, I get what you're going for. Right. I haven't thought about Danganronpa in a very, very long time, actually. Like, obviously, I know it still exists and everything, but I remember way back when that I had actually originally bought a PS Vita for the first game, and then I ended up not playing it for some reason. And then I ended up selling my Vita. What did I sell my Vita for? I don't remember. It was probably so that way I could buy something, like, something different. Way back then when I somehow was able to afford things even less than I could now. Well, saw someone else posting about the game the other day. That's... Huh. I'd say, is it still a going concern? But I think it is, actually. Like, I think they keep making more sequels, side games, big asterisk on most of these descriptions, I feel like, just because I'm not necessarily sure what the difference is on any of that. Alright, let's sort these by number. And now take a look and see if anybody has any moves they can learn. I mean, I could teach Corvid Fly, but meh. I don't need that. Magical Leaf, that would be... Excuse me, that would be interesting. There's a couple in particular, a couple of moves in particular that I wish I had access to at the moment, which are Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball. And unfortunately, I don't think anybody who's out and about right now on today's map has those for sale. Boo earns. Well, what can we do except be disappointed? We can also be disappointed. Oh. Oh, hey, I can teach Build-A-Brawl Zen Headbutt, so I can have another source of psychic damage. I won't complain about that too much. Yeah, see, I want to say that the reason why I didn't end up playing the first one once it actually came out over here. And again, this one I would know a little better than why I sold the PS Vita and my games for it, which were like basically just that. And maybe one other thing, I no longer remember, was that I just kind of started catching things from the sequel, and I was like, this is starting to get a little bit weird in a way that was not the sort of weird that was interesting to me. It was the kind of weird where I feel like the sort of weird where you were to ask questions about the author kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, Steelix. You exist. Let's see what this raid over here is, and then head back over to Sirchester. Okay, so it's just a double. We should be able to do this. So if we can't, can you link trade me a... I would prefer to avoid that, but I appreciate the offer. I think I can deal with what I've got for now. At bare minimum, I certainly will not be needing it for the upcoming gym because Gordy is not that bad, I don't think. I mean, he's a rock type gym leader, and our party is very heavy on things that do very well against rock, so... No, I don't really think I'll need that at this point, but again, thank you anyway. Although this thing's a real jerk ass if it's gonna keep using Max Mindstorm. That'd be fine. I am not interested in a shiny on this. Oh, it lived. Okay. But just in general, no thanks on that one. When it comes to getting shiny Pokemon, I mean, it's not necessarily easy on this one. It would be easier on Scarlet and Violet. So, at the moment, I'm not really concerned about any of that sort of thing. If that's something I decide to go after, it'll probably be another time. Mostly, I'm playing this on here for fun and to play through it. And if I decide to do that, I will probably start a new file. We'll just say that too, because yeah, I probably would actually. Oh, this thing is full of a surprising amount of speed control. I forgot that the normal type max move slows enemy Pokemon. Probably because I don't think I've used it this whole game, actually. And I don't think I've seen any of the enemy Pokemon use it up to this point either. Huh. Well, alright then. That's odd. Hey, good job cleaning up here, Torkoal. Heatmore couldn't get it together and had terrible luck, but... You, on the other hand, well, maybe I should get laughed at a little bit. I couldn't finish this thing off either. Ugh. It's alright, I just brought this Pokemon back into my party after it was last seen basically filling a seat in Milo's gym, I think. Possibly Nessa, but after that point I was actually starting to get a few more Pokemon together. Anyway, let's head back to Sir Chester. Let's go and deal with that 6th gym. Because goodness knows I've been goofing off a lot already. Make sure we heal first. Yeah, Dreadnought works against Rock type. There's plenty of things that work against Rock type. I mean... Corviknight, just by itself, has been kind of an absolute champion for, well, the last while. And ultimately probably could go back up at the front and be a perfectly good choice for us. Is it our fastest? I mean, Excadrill is probably our well, Inteleon has a fair chance of it too, right? Yeah, no, it's only our 3rd fastest, which considering is a bit of a shock, but oh yeah, I think it is time for Drill to get up to the front and absolutely start showing off during this gym. Yeah, I mean, again, the thing that you have to remember about Gordy is that we're talking about a sixth, that's I can never pronounce 6th very well, but it always feels a little bit weird. So, yeah, position 6, Rock type gym leader. our options at this point are going to be pretty good. Because while Rock is generally probably one of the best overall attacking types, just for purposes of, like, it can hit a lot of different things, it is also one of the most fragile defensively because it has a lot of problems. Like, okay, normal resist sounds like a problem, especially at the beginning of the game for going up against it. This is why they usually don't put this in position number 6, right? Like, even... what was his name in Gen 6? Grant? It was Grant was the Gen 6 gym leader, right? Having a Rock-type gym leader as the second might have arguably been a little bit concerning if it weren't for the fact that he had a pretty good choice of Pokemon for covering himself a little bit. Rock Ice to cover the grass weakness, and Rock Dragon to put up resists against all the other starter types. It's well, that hopefully won't be an issue. Okay, so it's got like a visual indicator. I get you. Oh, well, that happened quite quickly. Whoops. I mean, we could just brute force our way through this if we wanted to. It doesn't seem like there's a huge... You know, it doesn't seem like there's a huge problem with that, right? Aside from, oh, you get sent backwards. Wow. Cool. Yeah. Boldore does have a chance of not having Sturdy anymore. Gosh, I don't remember what its other ability is, and I forget if Roggenrola has a second ability option. I remember that Gigalith has Sandstream as a second ability, which is pretty nice. Good of them to give that to another Pokemon option, which they were doing with all the other weathers as well. Although they did once again kind of give Hail or later Snow to some Pokemon with really troubled typings. Because after giving it to Abomasnow, they also gave it to Aurorus. Which, hey, nice for a second gym leader, but after that point, it's double weak to both Steel and Fighting. Okay, so I think we gotta go this... Let's just go for... Okay. I could just start breaking some of the ground, because... Again... The penalty is minimal, so... May as well just be like, hey, yeah, show me all the invisible walls here, Koga. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong game. Now, Crustle is neutral to ground, so Steel will be a preferable option here. And we get to use Smart Strike, which is a move that I get to click, like, once every 5-ish years. Go for Tyrogue. Yeah, Tyrogue is not a bad Pokemon. At least it, well, once it evolves. I mean, Tyrogue as it stands is, well, it's there to be a baby form for the two Hitmons, which both of those are perfectly usable, especially basically after Gen 4, Hitmonchan became quite good. And yeah, Hitmontop as well, but the odds of us being able to end up with that after evolving our Tyrogue, not the highest choice that, not the highest that we've ever seen, right? It's possible, but still relatively rare. That's why usually if I need to get Hitmontop for something, I prefer to catch it somewhere else. Back in Gen 2, you couldn't do that. Back in Gen 2, you had to suffer. And by suffer, I mean hope that you got the right thing or just use some pills. Oh, geez, yeah, absolutely. This Pokemon is doing a lot of damage, and I am doing a lot of damage to this floor. Excadrill is already just a monster, and then you put it into a gym like this, where it just has advantages against everything. I don't think there's a lot of... Oh god, they're giving me the Sandstorm. This doesn't feel particularly good on the eyes, I'll say that. But yeah, Excadrill has just always been an absolute beast of a Pokemon. Amazing damage output. It has an attack stat that is approximately equal to Dragonite's. And instead of being Dragon Flying, it is Ground Steel, which, from an offensive perspective, generally a lot better, I'd say. It evolves at level 31. You can usually find Drillbur pretty early in the game, in any game that it exists in. Generally it gets access to rock moves. Usually has some other nice stuff. Dragonite has a more varied move set, to be fair, but they both are extremely, that's the kind of level of power that we're talking about out of Excadrill. What an incredible Pokemon. And when supported appropriately with certain abilities, yeah, so of course Excadrill made its name for its use in Sandstorm, which made it significantly more ridiculous, but it already has good speed to start with, so granted that would be to be expected, right? You could give it Sand Rush and then a base speed of like 20, and it would not matter. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what's going on there, but the AI didn't necessarily think that far ahead. They can't read your inputs anymore. What do you think this is? Mortal Kombat 2 for the arcades? Go back to Route 5. Get a Caterpie and evolve in a Butterfree. I do have a Butterfree, I just haven't leveled it in a while, because eventually I started getting some things that were very useful for that period of time. Ultimately, yeah, for the next gym I would have to diversify a little bit, because my party is not set up around doing great at fighting dark type, because a lot of it would just be like, okay, just go for damage. I mean, Build-A-Brawl could probably do something. I don't know how necessarily, like, good it would be in the long term by virtue of the fact that that is a no Dynamax gym. I only have the fighting type move on there. And it's Hammer Arm, which means that I'm not going to be maintaining my speed. Eventually, I am going to start taking hits. Like, if it was close combat, I could probably just be like, yeah, I might be able to deal. As long as his Pokemon are slow. But yeah, it might be a good idea to get something that can use a bug move. Or at least look at what can use that Bug Buzz TR that I have. I can learn that in this generation. Probably mostly just bugs, actually, but yeah, that would make sense. I mean, the Flygon family also, despite the fact they're not bugs. And in we go. It's time for Gordy. Yeah, this guy, it's like everyone else, very assured of how tough he is. Rabombi could be pretty good for the upcoming gym there. Barbaracle. This is something that's going to fold the drill run. If I was being a little bit cleverer about this, maybe I would want to set up a Swords Dance, but Barbaracle is probably not the choice to do that on. Just because it could pull out a very damaging Liquidation or something. So this should be the fight, I guess, where you fight the two of these version exclusives, because we've got Stonejourner here. I don't know what Melanie has because I have never owned or played Pokemon Shield. So, for all I know, Melanie may or may not have Ice Q. And I would assume that it would, right? Oh, Stonejourner was trying to do something else that was low priority there. Oh no, that was Wonder Room, not Trick Room. Whoops. Buddy, I think that's a bad idea. On the other hand, Shuckle is going to basically be completely unaffected by Wonder Room. Trying to do Pokemon Shield after this. It could happen. I don't know if it would be right after I beat Pokemon Sword. Just because I do have a very long list of things I would like to play at some point. And I don't own a copy of Shield, and again, I don't really know the status of emulation. I do kind of want to see if I can find a copy of Shield at some point. They can't possibly be that disgustingly expensive on eBay, right? That's got to be something that's obtainable. It will definitely happen one day, though. I'll say that it will. I don't see why it wouldn't happen. Maybe it'd be something that I would like set aside as like a challenge to try to beat it in one session, sort of thing. That sounds like it could be tough. 30 to 50 Canadian. Gotcha. That's probably doable. I live in the US, so I'm not 100% sure what that is offhand, but it's less than that. Although, Who knows? Check back in a couple of months. That might not be true. Yeah. All right, later. And thank you once again for all the offers to help. Even if it wasn't what I wanted, thank you anyway. I appreciate it. And there's Mega wow, okay. Gigantamax Colossal down in one hit. What does Melanie have? Actually, because I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, of course, Gigantamax Lapras. That makes sense. Ooh, that's mean, because it has G-Max Resonance, so it produces Aurora Veil. Ooh. That's a little rough. I admire it on some level. So, Ghost Kid has probably Gengar? Yeah, Gengar. Little bit, yeah. We got Rock Tomb. That feels a little strange just by virtue of the fact that, like, I always think of Rock Tomb as, like, that's the one that you get in the first gym in previous generations. But, I mean, it's still quite functional, so how much complaining can one possibly do there, right? Bob's your... Goodness, they named the restaurant Bob's Your Uncle. That's incredibly silly. But where on the map is it? Is it this place? This looks like a... Yep. Yeah, but it seems like this place is a tapestry that's associated with... So this is just hanging out here in a public, you know, a very, very, like, average sort of restaurant. Absolutely fantastic poster. So, like... If this is just hanging out here in this place... How is this... Well, I guess maybe people don't necessarily know specifically what it is, but it's so strange to see this just, like, random, extremely important historical relic just hanging out in the middle of this restaurant that clearly gets quite a few customers. It's one of many very silly things about this game. In terms of plot. It's a little on the goofy side. Who could have imagined that a Pokemon game plot would be a little goofy, right? I don't know about that. That seems a little bit... Yeah, pull the other one. That's a good phrase in general. Thank you, Hop. Does he say that he prefers sword if it's in shield version? Sure, let's go for it. Oh, well, I could help you with that, Hop. Oh, yeah, just a little, right? Just a little. As if these games have ever been serious, but... we're in the middle of hail. That's fun. That's just what I like to see. I'll swords dance and I guess hope that he doesn't pull out superpower or something on his sheep. Nah, he's got takedown as his usual move there. Dang. Well. Hey, I keep half a swords dance at least. Get him. If I miss twice in a row, then it really would... at that point, I would just be like, wow, it really is XCOM in here, huh? I'm probably going to have to switch in a minute, because I have a feeling he's going to... Yeah, he's sending out his starter to deal with the fact that I am weak to fire. I could probably one-shot it, but I wouldn't chance winning the leg race, right? X-Control is fast. It's not that fast. You know, Doug Trio, it ain't. Because that, of course, is what Doug Trio does well, is go really fast, hit you usually pretty hard, and have, like, maybe 2 HP total. But on the other hand, how much do you need if you're able to kill everything in front of you in one hit? And the answer is not nearly that much. He's about to send in Pincurchin, which means that we switch Drill back in to clean that thing up. And what does this thing have if it doesn't have Electric Surge? Like, would it have Iron Barbs or something? Or Spikes or whatever the ability would be called? No, actually. Which is kind of surprising, because it feels like it would make sense for the spiky little urchin Pokemon. Gonna send in Snorlax, hey buddy? Ah, yes, we enjoy a good Snorlax around here. But, Champ, you said something about a Beware. Have a look at this goofy creature. Oh! Well, you're going to be having a look at this goofy creature for a little longer, I guess. Yep, and that'll be a one and done. Snorlax goes back to taking a nap, as you do when you get clobbered by a weird mascot costume thing. And now he's about to send in Corviknight. Well, we do at least have a fire type to deal with that. Otherwise, it would basically just be going for neutral hits. Because, yeah, our level of electric types that are good at that point is not particularly high. This is one of the first Pokemon games in a while that hasn't given us early access to Magnemite, which is kind of tragic because, yeah, Magneton remains an absolute champ. Like, you get that at pretty much the beginning of Black and White 2. I almost said of Gen 5. That's not entirely true. I mean, it's halfway there and living on a prayer. Wait. But, Yeah, you get that early in Black 2, White 2. Is that Fire-type Blastoise? Not quite. It does kind of look the part, though, doesn't it? No, no, this is Colossal. This is the fully evolved version of the goofy little rock with a wheel in it. It's a Pokemon that is a big old chunk of coal. Pile of coal in this case, because it's evolved all the way. We'll show it off in the Pokedex, because why not? It's a fire rock type, which is something that I think one would probably usually look at and be like, oh, that's not a good idea. But this one is like got good stats and moves and stuff, so Magcargo it ain't. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at our... Where are we going to end up being in this book, huh? Okay, yeah, up here. Yeah, this thing doesn't even look very much like coal. I mean, I guess it's got like a couple of darker colored lumps on its side, which I mostly would only really realize that they're supposed to be darker colored thanks to that menu sprite. And over here we got Carcoal, where you can kind of see its goofy teeth a little bit, even in its sprite. Its little menu sprite there. As it, much like, it's got the, like, the back and forth teeth in each jaw, the way that Steelix does. Looks really weird. Zipper teeth. Yeah, that works as a description. And it feels like our bike bell changes into a different bell depending on the RNG of ringing it. That's odd. Hmm. Oh yeah, we can go in here and we can change what color our hair and eyes are, I guess. Or hairstyle in general, too. Because why not? Gosh, we really... It does feel like we have quite a lot of money, actually. Hey, can you, like, show us what this looks like over on the preview? Or do I have to... Okay, yeah, because I have to press Y to confirm. I gotcha. We'll go with that, and, color can we make our... Yes, there's our very purple hair for us, but cycle through all the options. Well, I guess the bright pink is also alright. But we'll go with that. And see what we can do with the... Nah, let's wait for that. see what else we can do with some... 'cause, yeah, there's some more, like... Oh, hey, we can look like an LED set coming off of a, we can look like the inside of a gamer PC. There we go. That's what I was going for, is the gag, I guess. And make those match. Yep. Yay, character customization options. If only they'd given us to these at the beginning of the game. Well, then I would probably never get anything started. To be entirely fair. I don't know why I got off the bike before I walked up to the door, the store door. Now, let's take a look at the rest of these. So we'll go with that. Color matches, it's fine. Coats. I mean, these look nice too. A little pale for what we're going with here, but eh. Ah, yes, good. The nice furry hats there. That fit with all the rest of this stuff, right? Sits here half done with cosmetics. Yeah, I think there's a place where we can try to round this out a little bit. Other side of town, isn't it? Yeah, Hammerlock is not really a confusing place because it's all basically laid out linearly. I just don't remember where anything is because I haven't played this game in a while before I decided to play through it recently. Oh, these are strong. Oh, they don't have see-through lenses. Oh, well. Ah, there we go. We could have almost straw hat. Looks slightly like it anyway. Wait, do I still have anything that works with these, actually? More of like a dark purple for that? No, not quite. Yeah, those are all a little too strong for what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'll do, I guess. And there we go. Yep, I spent however long it was on this. The colors aren't quite matched, but listen, I didn't want to pass up this shirt. The shirt is fun. Hold on, am I still don't have the surf ability on my bike, do I? Yeah, you have a good point, doesn't it? Green. I almost was gonna answer like more purple, but yes, I mean, yes, like I could actually like try to have multiple colors in there, but also, yeah, green and purple, green and purple, green and purple. I completely forgot to do all the side stuff on Route 8, didn't I? Okay, so am I gonna... Yeah, Barrascuda. This is something... This is why I do kind of not like the fact that I dumped my one electric type, because now we don't have a great way to fight water types. And there's plenty of those. I'm sure we'll be able to make this work, but still. I think somebody can learn Energy Ball, right? Let's send in Lantern. At least Lantern was weak to ground, and I'm pretty sure slower than us. Although if it uses Aqua Jet, it doesn't matter, but I remember if Lantern learned Aqua Jet. That seems like not its thing, really. Yeah, I can't go across the water like that. Does it show where on the... Yeah, because the water zone is like over there. Just give me the ability to pass through water. I'd like to worry about the rest of this another time. I probably have to get into this fight here first, right? This incredibly beleaguered large Choodle. What if we just say no? They're just like, then fuck off. I'm kind of impressed by that because that's actually a really funny reaction. Like, personally, I would expect them to be like, it doesn't matter, get into a fight because, you know, villainous team. But no, they actually let you go and prepare, which is kind of incredible. These guys are too polite for being like soccer hooligans, you know? Oh no, not an attack I resist. I think the hail did more damage. That's just a badger. Yeah, pretty much. Ah, yes, good old Galarian Linoon, which is just a badger, pretty much. Yep. Shouldn't this guy also be using, like, Amoonguss and Arbok, then? Wait. Ah, references that the youth won't understand. Just ride the Dreadnought across the... Well... Alright then. How monumentally silly. But hey, now our bike can surf. That gives us access to the last area of the wild area that I haven't explored yet, called the Lake of Outrage. Let's go take a quick peek over there. I don't know if we'll be able to catch anything over there yet, but there's definitely some fun shit that spawns in that area. Hey, it's not the washing machine form yet. Yeah, I mean, again, remember that this is a world where there is some pretty out-to-lunch technology in terms of what they can miniaturize and... Oh, hey, that's a lantern that's, like, really deep in the water there. The amount of things that you can carry in general, the ability to send Pokemon into a computer program over the internet, and they're not all Porygon. Or Rotom, I guess. Ooh, yes, Shadow Claw TM. Very good, very good, very good. Very, very good. That is a thing that I hope somebody on this team can actually learn. Oh, yeah, okay. That's a great get. I'll dump Brutal Swing for that. I'll think about if it's... Yeah, it's probably worth dumping Swords Dance. That's fine. I can deal with that. And in fact, even though Hatterene is not like a physical attacker, so I would so much rather have Shadow Ball, I will still discard Brutal Swing in favor of that. I probably want, like, another attack... What can it learn? Can it learn Energy Ball? Can you learn Energy... You can't learn Energy Ball. Damn it. The best it can learn in that area is Magical Leaf, right. Maybe it could learn Thunderbolt, but I'd have to find somebody who's selling Thunderbolt. That would probably have to wait until tomorrow. Or we find a lightning type raid. Lightning type. Electric type, pardon me. Yeah, listen to me go. Being bad at the words again. Oh, hey, Grapplocked. Grapplocked. I've said this before, but this is such a cool Pokemon that is unfortunately just not very good. Up here at the other end of the Lake of Outrage, in addition to the fact that we can find these stones... Hey, Dawnstone, we could theoretically get Frostlass now. Or Gallade, I guess. Gallade would probably be the more interesting choice, really. But yeah, in addition to the fact that we've got all these stones up here for free, this is an area where wild evolutions spawn, and they rotate on a usually a fairly daily basis, but I think it's tied to the weather, actually. Also, there's Galarian Weezing. A creature that looks somewhere between a capitalist fat cat and a bong. A very odd regional evolution, especially for the England region, but I guess there's like smog issues in London, I think. Or have been historically. And definitely other parts of England, for that matter. And we bumped into the back of Grapplocked here. We can't even catch this one. It's too high level for us. And how high level is too high level? 56. Whoo, we hauled in a Marlin here. A Marlin that looks suspiciously like an octopus. Ah, yeah, good thing we switched. That would have hurt like a thing that hurts a lot. It's more of a... You stop that. That's Sawfish, listen to you. Thankfully, I don't have to right now. I mean, wait. Oh, hey, there's Jellicent. We used one of those in Black and White. I think we played Black version specifically. It's a very good Pokemon, but I like my current water type. So, like, really, if I wanted a Ghost on this team, I'd have to do a lot of shuffling around with my current options that are available right now. But we've checked out that area. We got the ability to go on water. And I've streamed for about 3 hours. So this is going to be where we head off.